Hi guys, it's Ashley. I was listening to Scrap Gal's podcast about scrapbooking your faith, and they were talking about Easter and, well, they're talking about scrapbooking your faith, but they brought up Easter layouts, and it made me think about the few Easter layouts I've done. I don't know about you, but I don't scrapbook holidays that often, mostly because the pictures are often not that good, and there's so many of them, it's kind of overwhelming. But I actually have done a few, like 4 or 5, maybe even 3, Easter layouts, so I went and dug them out, and I just thought it'd be kind of fun to share them after being inspired by Tracy and Tiffany's podcast. So unfortunately this one's a double page layout, so the whole thing's not going to fit on the screen very well because my camera is up as far as it will go. But this one I did like 6 years ago, and it's called On Task, and it's about Addie Blue coloring Easter eggs. We went to my mother-in-law's for Easter that year. And I did this kind of mixed media watercolor background and layered on some stamping and some little paper piercing. I always want to say piercing. Paper piecings. And Addie Blue just like does things so intently when she does them. So that layout was just kind of about her doing that. Her decorating eggs. And this is for a different topic. Oh. Okay, and then this is me in my Easter bonnet when I was 5, I think. I'm pretty sure I made that in kindergarten, and we went to my great aunt Maggie's house for Easter that year, and I remember that trip. And I probably made this one like 6 or 7 years ago too, I bet, and I did little watercolored journaling strips and a little cluster up here with some paper flowers and a little bit of book page and some staples and some machine stitching and decorative edge scissors and a lot of the stuff that I still like and I still use today, so that's kind of fun. Alright, and the other one's actually another double page layout, and it's in this album I put all my pages that were in my book Scraptastic in here. And this is actually a horrible, horrible Martha Stewart album. I hate this album so much. And I spent so much money on them, so I thought they'd be nice to have all my layouts for my book in it. But anyways, yeah, so this is a layout that I did about using ribbon. And you can see that the whole 2 pages, again it's a double page, so it doesn't fit on, the whole 2 12 by 12 pages are just covered in, I don't know, 100, more than 100 little loops of ribbon. So I had all these ribbons, and I cut them in short little pieces and glued them into little loops, and then glued them on, and then I tucked in some little tags for a little bit of interest. And there's a lot of Heidi Grace products on this page, I seem to remember, banners and hand cut, because I didn't have a Cameo back then. They weren't around yet. It's hard to see, but it says Easter up there. So that's just Addie Blue with her Easter basket. And I have no idea why the only 2 layouts I've done about Easter were of Addie Blue. Maybe she was just really cute. These are actually from the same weekend, so I don't know. And I actually have one more Easter project to share. And the little mini album I made. I keep my mini albums wrapped up in tissue paper just to keep them dust free, and I just keep them like in a basket or sometimes sitting up on a bookshelf. I move them around. It actually took me like 20 minutes to remember where I had put this because I moved them from last time I looked at them. I could not remember where I had left them. So here is the mini album. It's about 11 inches wide, and then it's all layered and pieced together and stuff like that. So this photo is kind of on a piece of netting, and I put the Heidi Swap letter stickers right on top. This is actually also from that same Easter weekend. So there's the girls dyeing eggs, and there's little flowers made out of buttons and wire and some little cardstock leaves and a little sort of grassy die cut thing and some rub-ons and a little bit of paint and stuff like that. And it's kind of dark photo. This is of course like film camera because this was maybe in 2007. So I only had a 35mm camera then. I cut apart a whole bunch of paper flowers and glued them on for this nice little bit of texture. And then there's a little card that I wrote Easter 2007 on. And it's just bound in there with a little bit of ribbon that's sewn into place. And then this page has these stapled on little page slider kind of things. And I did a little bit of watercolor, some ink, a little bit of gesso. It says Happy Eggs. And then here's some Renili looking very intent. A little bit of watercolor. It's Pretty Chick, a little pink chicken. And then this is a fun little page with more button flowers, and I used some fabric covered brads and made a sort of basket looking thing out of a coffee cup cardboard sleeve and wrote spring flowers on it. And I think this is some nice, it's either K&Co or Anna Griffin. It's probably K&Co paper. I think it's Amy Butler paper. And made some little grass fringes to stick out the top, and then there's, from the reverse page, a little bit of scalloped edge paper sticking up, and it's stapled together and just held in. And so, let's see, more shots of eggs and the girls coloring eggs, and then all the papers and the flowers stuck up the back. Oops, stuck there. This is just sort of a fun layered page, and I just tucked in some of that. Remember that felt floral die cut ribbon from Queen & Co? And a big scalloped edge and an egg I cut out of paper and a tag that I used to bind the whole thing in, and a piece of wide cotton eyelet lace. And there's a little card back there. It's kind of a fun page. This egg says in the morning. Big lumpy egg. I seem to remember, I don't think I actually finished this album, which is too bad because I don't know if I have any of these like papers or anything. And then this is behind the egg is a little pocket with pictures. She's so cute. Pictures of the girls, and I think the Easter Bunny had come in the patio door and left a little poopy little trail of Easter eggs. So those back in there, and then this is the back page with the girls with all their Easter stuff and a big Easter egg, and it has a little bit of iridescent medium, watercolor medium on it. It's just a little bit shimmery, and some drops of watercolor paint on the egg, and I cut out circles out of pattern paper and drew some artist crayon circles around them to add a little bit of texture and stuff like that. Alright, so thanks so much for looking at my Easter projects with me, all 4 of them. Yeah, if you've done any Easter projects, why don't you link them up and share, or maybe if you're inspired by one of the Scrap Gals podcasts, I don't know, make a video, make a podcast, leave a response. Let's talk. Okay, bye, and happy Easter.